Star.
Yeah, y'all already know. Seven the pan. That dude Biz on the beat. Yeah. We live in entertainment. Sound change. Crown the kings, homie. This is where it get ill. About to have the tip off live as a tip drill. From the court to the diamond, to the track, to the big skin flying round the field. Starting five forever, keeping it real. If it matters in the world of sports, jeans and long sleeves, they taking no shorts. Hot the death, oh yes, these are the sports podcasts live as a pro's corpse. Biz market wave, the starting five goes off. No matter who you cheer for, emotions out the window, they analyzing with clear thoughts. They take it way deeper than the boys ever. No longer got any use for them four letters. The latest news, score stats and the view from the sideline. Ain't no guideline, it's just the truth. Yeah, no need to dig for a pardon line. It's always in season if people starting five. We going in on three, run the baseline, starting five. Get it, we got what you need. If the sports news you see, we don't waste time. We talking cause we live it. We got what you need. We going in on three, run the baseline, starting five. Get it, we got what you need. And y'all know me, seven sign, I'm the illest cat spit. I got what you need.
Your mama. She got what we need. What up, everybody? It's your boy, the mayor, that DJ named Ace5, your mom's favorite fat guy. And we's back with the newest episode of the Starting Five podcast. As always, hit that QR code up by TJ's head over there. And while I'm mentioning his name,
get it.
What up, TJ?
What up, y'all? Yo, this is a crisp Sunday morning, right? Sunday afternoon, right now. It brings me back in my days of my early childhood when I used to get the fellas up. We used to go out and get in the field and get it popping with some tackle football in the grass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, those days was good. I had my little Eric Dickerson goggles. He couldn't stop me. I had my little Z leader, little Z leader goggles and shit. It was lovely. But yeah, out here enjoying life. Looking forward to the show. Got a lot of shit popping off. Looking forward to seeing you brothers this weekend. So yeah, man, having a good one. What's up with you down below me, Mr. Prestigious elder member of the crew, JP?
Got the camera working this week.
What's up? What up, y'all? How y'all doing, man?
What up? Did you finally get a phone stand too? I've only been asking you for 7 of the 8 years.
Nah, it's actually sitting on my lap. And the camera worked for some reason today. I just sit up there, push the button.
No, it was because you shaved. That's why it's working.
Oh, he's technically inclined today.
I'm up here.
The camera's working because you shaved.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I shave. I'm about to shave this week.
I
Black Santa.
I had to clean the head up. Pause, because
hold on. I'm gonna tell you who's Black Santa. I'm gonna get on his ass too real quick. That tyrant, that's the real Black Santa. You see all that damn gray that nigga's head, that nigga's face? That's
no. You looking Philly fresh over there, JP. Though you really you leaning toward the Philly fresh vibes over there,
right? The ball JP. Besides the ball, we got the ball Big O. What up, kid?
Yes, sir, fellas. Yeah, I just finished. My bad, man. I apologize for coming in so late.
Nah, we
just
right on time.
You right on time, brother.
Yeah, just right finished blazing at LIE trying to get here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You continuing that birthday month, huh?
Yeah.
I like it.
I think that's a wrap for me, man. I'm tired.
I'm tired, boss. We tired, boss.
Yeah, we tired, boss.
He said, I am TIED.
Yeah, tired.
Yeah, man. But we got some dope. We're gonna have a good one today. pretty light. JP wanted to bring some shit that we've been avoiding on this show. We've been avoiding it for perfect reason because brothers like this really and shit like this really don't need the attention any further. But before we get there, we gotta talk about J1Con next week real quick. Oh,
yeah.
Are you coming down with us?
Oh,
it's chewing.
Oh, me. Oh, yeah.
You.
No, I'll be down there.
All right.
I'll
yes,
be down
sir.
There, at least for a day, man. I'm trying to make it down there.
Yeah, well, we I just have to find out when our thing is scheduled because we have a Saturday and a Sunday time slot. So I personally I just adjusted my freaking reservation to just Saturday, Sunday, because I'm gonna just book it out like Saturday morning, early, you know.
Okay.
And then Sunday, if y'all are staying the night Sunday, JP knows my breakfast spot.
Mm-hmm.
we go to get some catfish and grits the next morning. At Kelsey and Kim's. Every time we go there, JP the first 2 times we went there, and the lady remembers my face from the first time I ever went there, back when my wife and the kids went down there. Every time I go down there, the lady remembers my face because I always, like, you know, we're supposed to support black business, but that's the one spot because the breakfast is so fucking banging that I make sure I go down there every time we go to AC.
Okay.
That's if it's still awake. I was about to say if it's still awake.
Still open.
If it's still open.
Still awake.
If it's still awake.
Are they woke over there?
Right. And get some hotep and grits. Some hotep and grits in the morning.
I got a right to feel hostile.
Right. Hey, don't serve me no pork on my fork. Right? He said them pigs been persecuted their whole life. Fuck that. Give me all the bacon. Like Chris Rock said, I eat that pig's ass if they cook it right. But yeah, man, we got the J1Con popping off, and shout outs to the brother Jason Richardson and his wife Danae. They just had their second child this week.
Congratulations.
Was trying to get him on the show, but you know what? I'm not gonna bother him because he's let him deal with daddy duties before the hecticness called J1Con starts for him. You know, the longest running black-owned convention or anime convention in the country, for sure. Plus, it's as I understand, it's its 10th anniversary. So, nice. Along with that, plus, I'll give the behind the scenes shit on my end as far as the Blackfinity Gauntlet in 2 weeks, because next week's content will be all the content that we compile from J1Con, the Blackfinity Gauntlet. Day one is just going to be a day of just having fun. We're just going to, however many people come into the room, you know, we're just going to meet, greet, share contact information, make sure everybody's following everybody. Plus, we will record live and have everybody that wants to share their information on our show. We'll give everybody like 10-15 minutes to let everybody know who they are and just spread love that way and make sure our circles are growing. And then with the Sunday time slot, that's when we're going to really just have some fun. We're just going to play a game, as what I just pretty much kind of called a good old just fan fight, where we're going to just draw names. I'm going to separate shit by categories, and we're going to draw names. And you know what? Because we're freestyling, I'm going to just throw this on y'all today. All right? So TJ versus O right now, real quick. This is how we're going to do.
Okay.
A quick 60 seconds, right?
Right.
TJ, you are going to argue for the show The White Shadow. Oh,
I'm afraid to know what show I'm arguing for.
You are going to argue for Linda Carter's Wonder Woman. No, so no. Here
why are you doing
TJ,
that to me, Dan?
TJ,
Why are you doing that to
all right,
me?
so no, this makes it fair. TJ, you'll argue for the Bill Bixby Incredible Hulk.
Okay.
You'll argue for the Linda Carter Wonder Woman and why your pick is better than the others. A quick 60 seconds each. And
right.
This is what we're doing. Hold on, let me get the clock up because this is what we're gonna do next Sunday at J1 Con. Is we're just gonna argue whose is the best. And JP, you're gonna decide whose argument is the best on today's show.
Who's going first?
Right?
Who's going first? Who's going first?
TJ,
Now you go first, CJ.
TJ,
right.
60 seconds is on you. Ready?
All right. So yeah. So the reason why Bill Bixby and the Bruce Banner show is way better. No disrespect to my crush, Linda Carter. No disrespect to her. But all she did was twirl and she was Wonder Woman. You saw your man, Bill Bixby, get angry. His famous iconic line, Wonder Woman doesn't have an iconic line. Don't make me angry. You're not going to like me when you make me angry. All right? And then he turned into this monster, which was Lou Ferrigno, and he tossed everybody, chairs, people, just mollywopping cats up and down the street, courtroom, sidewalks. It didn't matter. When he turned into the Hulk, it was on and popping, on site. One of the best shows ever. Shout out to the actors and everybody involved. It was just a dope show, phenomenal cast. It doesn't get the love and respect that it deserves. That's my argument.
And time. I didn't stop it, but yeah. So now, let me reset it. 60 seconds. It's on TJ. Mute all the grass cutting in the back. Rand, it's on you. Go.
Okay. Man, I'm gonna have to turn everybody on his head, man. I cannot argue for this show. I can't do it. I fucking hated this show. I hated it.
No.
Let me tell you. Wonder Woman wasn't even the baddest to me. It wasn't even the baddest white chick that I had. I never had a crush on Linda Carter. To me, she always looked old. She had a fight against Charlie's Angel time slot.
No.
Jacqueline Smith, Kate Jackson, these are the baddest. Cheryl Ladd, and then you put Linda Carter. No. Incredible Hulk was the best show. I mean, before CGI, Marvel could have staked their claim on Incredible Hulk. Okay, Wonder Woman was right above Captain America, and it was still below Greatest American Hero. Okay,
yeah.
Greatest American Hero. I'm not done.
Your time is done. Your shit should have been done at fucking 30 seconds. I don't like Linda Carter.
Cut his mic off.
Yo, you should have cut his mic off, man. You should have shut his shit down, bro. You should have just cut him off, bro. Nah, man.
Let's talk about
that was disrespectful.
All right? Let's talk about Greatest American Hero. And Incredible Hulk, them two can go at it. The best show.
No, they can't.
Wonder Woman? Nah, man. Greatest American Hero was Greatest American Hero was before its time.
Okay. Well, JP,
that show was before its time.
JP, there was no need to vote, I think, right?
Let me just say this. The TV show, I'm going with TJ with. I'm definitely going with him about the Incredible Hulk. I think overall, I like both shows, but overall, I would go with the Incredible Hulk. The Big O, I don't know what you've been drinking this morning, this afternoon, or whatever.
And Henny, I've been drinking Henny. I've been drinking Hennessy in this cup.
Let me tell you something. When I was a little kid, when I was 5 or 6 years old, the two women that had the biggest crush on was Linda Carter and Pam Grier. That was it in the 70s to me.
Nah, JP, you got to give I Dream of Jeannie. You got to give I Dream of Jeannie a shot in there too. Man. She was bad. She was bad, bro. She was bad.
Nah, he picked two big reasons.
Yeah. Big reasons. I would also put what you call it. The other two I would put up in there too would be Bernadette Stannis from Good Times, of course, and I would put Shaka Khan in there too. Those are my top 4.
Wait a minute. You ain't gonna get none of the chicks from Gilligan's Island or Three's Company no love?
Woo! That's more.
Yeah. Watch your mouth.
You know what? I'm gonna tell
you. Suzanne Summers didn't do it for me.
I'm gonna tell you something else too. Bo Derek was bad too back in the day too.
Ooh.
Bo Derek was up there too.
Yeah, that was the reign of the bad white girls. That was bad white girl season back then.
But yeah, what we just did right there is an example of the fun we're gonna have on Sunday at J1 Con. Is we're gonna argue it out like that. I think we're gonna get a lot of possible reactions like, "Oh, just gave us this."
Linda Carter. How dare you, sir?
How dare I? That was one of my favorite joints. And how could you,
Linda Carter was wild, man. Back in the
Linda Carter. I'm gonna have to talk to you on the side and see what your taste in women are like, bro.
Linda Carter was. I think I saw a picture of her like 10 years ago. She still was good for her age. Like,
yo, let me tell you something. Linda Carter was at all the barbecues, okay?
All the barbecues back then.
All the barbecues, bro.
Exactly.
Okay, so what about this Wonder Woman? What about the Israeli chick?
Gal Gadot?
Gal
Gadot. She ain't no Linda Carter.
No.
Wow.
No, she's all right though. I'm not gonna take nothing away from her. She's all right, but
she ain't Linda Carter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's all I'll say. Because did she do a great job in the role? Yeah.
Yes.
I still haven't seen 1984 yet, but
you don't need to see it.
I heard.
No. Don't want to.
I've heard.
You don't need to see it.
As a matter of fact, I'm sure that's on everybody's list for worst movies.
No, there's worse movies than that. But go ahead.
Yeah, but we're gonna get to that. I want to save the enjoyable part for the end of the show, but that's what we're gonna be doing at J1 Con within the Blackfinity Gauntlet space. Because I just want to have fun, celebrate the return after the pandemic of this convention, and plus, I'll keep it very brief and honest with you. Everybody that I reached out to be a part of the panel discussion, nobody got back to me, and I don't know if it's because they don't believe in the vision, or what, or were they big time? Were they trying to be big timing and think that I was going to pay for everything for them for a simple convention like this? I don't know. I'm just saying it like that. I don't know what they were thinking, but people did not get back to me. So that was a part of the, you know what? I'm a guy who thinks on the fly and moves and adjusts when I can anyway. So fuck it. Let's just have fun.
Let's do it, baby.
Let's just have fun. Let's have people support each other, which is the number one goal within this, is to bring people together, to bring light to what we do as crews and as peoples and as conglomerates and all that. Like, that's the point of what we do within the Blackfinity Gauntlet space. It was originally created for podcast. It was a podcast panel of people of color, talk about their shows, what they did, and what was going on in the world. Shout out to my man Big Baba Rob and Jason for the creation of that. But we, since it's been in my control, we did 2 panels the first 2 times. The pandemic left us out for 2 years. There was been no convention for 2 years. So why not bring this motherfucker back with a bang and just have fun? No need to long talk people about just, the industry that anybody can get into. Let's just have some fucking fun. And that's what we're going to do. But now we're going to ruin the show for about 20 minutes. No disrespect.
We about to get into some things.
Yeah, JP, with his return, decided to bring back some of the fuckery. And this is not like this isn't shit that we run from as topics is concerned. My thing has been, for the most of 2022, if not all of it, and this is just personally me, not giving people light that don't deserve it, especially when you're doing dumbass shit. And y'all should kind of understand the dumbass shit we're about to get into.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Kanye West. Now, no need to run over all the shit that he said and all that shit. Everybody and their mama did that already. It's been a few weeks. I'm just going to plain out and say, because I have no sides on this, I have no true investment in this. Kanye did not say nothing that people haven't been saying forever. Kanye did not say anything that the brothers and the Road Warriors that you see on 125th Street or in parts of North Philly, you've heard these messages before. We've seen these messages before. The difference has been everybody has been trying to find reasons to hate Kanye, even though he makes it so easy. White Lives Matter shirt, which if you really look at it in a way, because like I said, I look at it from an outsider looking in because I'm out of that space right now. I don't need to get mad at somebody that ain't affecting my life. His former $1 billion status don't affect me, not one way possible. But that White Lives Matter shirt, it kind of shows irony in it was laughable to me because this was the lengths that people go to for relevancy. This is the lengths that people go to make a dumbass point for what? For what? It was deflecting like the all lives matter shit. Like, no shit. We know all lives matter, but that's not the message right now, and then it was stupid. I've said my points about the Black Lives Matter shit on here, and everybody's starting to see it now. That organization got over on a lot of people, but that wasn't the original message that they got over, which the original message is still what's valued by me to this day. The original message, not the organizations. They scammed people for millions and they got y'all. White Lives Matter t-shirt, they was ready to get y'all, but they put the kibosh on that because it was stupid. And everybody knows why it was stupid. Plus the two dumbasses behind it was stupid for doing it. We're not mentioning that bitch's name. No, we're not saying her name. So if y'all thinking about it, edit it out your brain now because she gets no burn on this joint. She gets no light on this joint.
Queen of the Wu-Tang Clan.
For real.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Well, the Wu-Tang Clan might be too black for her or too white for her. It might be too white for her. It might be too white for her too, because the first JP remembers the first. Well, no, the first person we put on there was Ben Carson. He's still the king. That crown has never been dropped. But then the next people, the next entries were Donald Trump and David Duke. Remember that one, JP, when Trump tried to say he didn't know who he was?
Uncle Clarence, Uncle Thomas, he up there too.
Yeah, I was about to say Clarence Thomas got to be up there.
Oh, for sure. He might be
number one nowadays.
He might have been like the 4th or 5th entry.
He's on the Mount Rushmore. That shit.
We put that remember the 33-year-old that was trying to play high school basketball in Canada? Yeah. we put him on there. Yeah, But the Wu-Tang Clan list.
Hey, that just goes to show you black don't crack, bro.
But it was the Wu-Tang Clan list was for everybody. It was for white, black, it was for ignorance. And so if we gotta enter a new member, it's Kanye West. He's going on the Wu-Tang Clan list. That other bitch, like I said, we ain't mentioning her name. So thank you for the new entry to the Wu-Tang Clan, JP.
Where do we begin? First off, let's get this. Let's get it. As they say, let's get it cracking up in here. Let's get it cracking. The Jewish thing first, not with you, Dan, but just in general. Oh, here's what I heard all week. Oh, see that? The Jewish people sat up there and got him canceled. Why did they say it about black? Why did they say it about when about his about these corporations and black people? Why did they say anything about the black statements and stuff? First off, let me begin with this to these silly Negroes. The Jewish people hold people accountable. With Kanye West sat up there and said slavery was a choice. He sat up there and said, Harriet Tubman never freed no slaves. Y'all didn't cancel him.
I got pushed back on that point right there. We don't have the power of cancellation. And let's keep it real. Cancel culture was bullshit from the beginning, even though people believed in it. The difference now is he's hitting home at the heads of these corporations. That's where the true cancellation comes from, because we as a people, we definitely did speak out and speak up about Kanye. But guess who kept going to them? The companies still kept rocking with him.
Dan, I disagree. This is what I'm saying. Let me make my points about this here. We could have canceled Kanye West. We got to stop making this, not you per se, but we got to stop making these excuses of why we don't have power. Black people are one of the most powerful people in the world. We have trillions of dollars in our disposal. It's our fault because we always make these damn excuses all the time. Not you, but I'm just saying we make these damn excuses all the time. Oh, we can't do this. Oh, we can't do that. It's ridiculous. And then on top of that there too, here's the thing. What he said about Harriet Tubman, what he said about George Floyd, what he said about just other stuff. But y'all, as long as he's making fresh beats, you all were buying them damn Adidas sneakers he was doing and all that shit.
The ugliest shits ever. The ugliest sneakers ever, bro.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Chose not to. You know why? He made fly fucking beats and he had dope sneakers that you all wanted to be part of. And you know, we gotta stop this shit too. We gotta stop this shit too about
JP. Let me just get into it real quick. The only problem I have with all this bullshit is the people jumping off the sidelines, commenting like they're these great entrepreneurs, these great business minds of great acumen, like they're running their own shit. These people don't own anything but the clothes on their back, living damn near check to check. I'm trying to diss anybody that's in that. I'm in that fucking circle as well. So you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But for you to jump on, and this is chestnut checkers, he's getting out of these contracts, all this other bullshit. Where's your business degree at? None of y'all went to Wharton. You know what I'm saying? None of y'all went to MIT. None of y'all went to the business schools. None of y'all have accomplished anything to be commenting on the game on that level. If you're not in the game on that level, yo, you're right. You have a right to your opinion. I'm not knocking you for that. But sometimes you just need to shut the fuck up.
But you know, not to mention, I'm sorry, not to mention, you know, we do have a lot of power, but we have a lot of power on the other side. We're a lot of consumer power. Yes, we could all say, like, remember a couple of years back, we all decided, yo, we're not rocking with Tommy Hilfiger. You know what I'm saying? No one never knew whether he said it or not, but the court of public opinion said that Tommy Hilfiger said this.
Bro, here's the problem. Here's the problem.
I've never rocked with Hilfiger, period. Because of that.
Before we go any further, the only reason we are not doing what we're supposed to do is because we are not organized. If we are moving as one front, we can shut all this shit down tomorrow.
Right. But TJ,
tomorrow,
and that's
monolithic people though. We gotta understand that too.
That's where the
Jews are. The Chinese are.
That's what I was gonna get it. That's what I was
all move as one.
That's what I was.
You know, it's maybe we need to stop. We need to stop demonizing the word monolithic. You know what I'm saying? And practice what they practice.
You know, because the problem. Let me get in. I was trying to jump in.
Sorry.
Because these are the points that was being made. Was the points that I was trying to say in the beginning. Was we are of the consumer side. The corporations, the ones that are giving him these deals, are the true people that can cancel him.
Right.
Yes, we can stop it from one level, but if we as a people we stopped buying Adidas, which again, though, German company, people say with Nazi ties, but was also the first company to give rappers their first shoe. They put Run DMC, which also Run DMC also helped put them on the map with black folks, right? So that's a part of history, but then again, we can now take into account times change, things move on, and you're still rocking with this guy after he made all of these disparaging comments about black folks. It was okay to still rock with him because his sales still wasn't dropping. His sneakers was still the number one. Kanye West made Adidas the number one brand over Nike and Jordan brand. His presence alone, which is insane. And so, yeah, if a few 100,000 black folks still stop buying, he's still getting millions of sales from other places. But with us, if we did decide to move as a people, like I'm gonna find the TikTok and I'm gonna play it. It's from a Jewish guy he's like, you know what? Instead of running from this shit, let me own it. And this is what we do as a people and why we stick together. If we as a people took some of these basic values, then we definitely, what JP has been preaching on here for years, we could move together as one.
Also, Dan, how is it that these corporations are going to tell how black people should feel by canceling Kanye? You understand what I'm saying? This was a point that was brought up also. These white corporations are trying to understand our struggle. They have no idea because they've never been put in these positions or this situation. So they can't really cancel the man until it comes to their front door, like what he did. You understand what I'm saying? So for them to say we're canceling Kanye, you're going to get a backlash from other black people saying, who are you to speak for us? Who are you to speak for us about our plight and our fucking...
Let me say this. Let me say this. Couple points here. Number one, there's never been a history where black people have gotten behind an issue as a unified front and stood by it.
Not true, JP. Because the black boycott against the buses with Rosa Parks was a united front.
No, that was a regional issue. That was an issue down south. Did it happen up here?
But they did it though, JP. They did it though. That's what I'm saying.
I just brought up the Tommy Hilfiger point. The Hilfiger point. We still don't rock Hilfiger.
I don't know about the Tommy Hilfiger part, but I'm talking about something that affects us directly. We've never been. That's why I don't believe in stuff. When are we? There's never been a we amongst black people. You got it. I've come to the point, man, where you got to work with people who are like-minded like you, and the hell with everybody else. That's right. That's the point. That's the point that I've come to. You got to rock with like-minded black people, and the hell with everybody else, because we're all over the fucking place. Like I said, his comments were problematic from the door, and we didn't cancel him. I can't put that on Jewish people. I put that shit on us.
And I got it.
We let everything slide nowadays.
But
everything.
Again, to push back, though, JP, to push back, many of black folks did, quote unquote, cancel him. But cancel, once again, this is why cancel culture didn't mean shit, because it's a personal decision to stop fucking with him.
Right.
The true cancellation, like you've mentioned on this show for years, is the boycott. And guess who had the true economics in his power? It's the companies that are jumping ship right now. That's why the cancellation is totally different. It's because they have the power to say, you know what, we're not giving you this money no more. Fuck you.
And the consumer has the power as well, because we're the ones buying his shit. And if we don't buy his shit, he gets no money. That's the thing.
But Dan.
But JP.
Check this out. I'm sorry. Check this out, right? Let's get to the crux of what Kanye was saying. Kanye was saying basically that the Jews run shit, right? The Jews run everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it was deemed anti-Semitic, right?
Right, which is
after
weird.
he said that.
The part that they found, that they mostly found anti-Semitic was the whole DEF CON And he didn't even say it right. He said DEF CON, which was foul as fuck.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that part, right. But you basically trying to say that they run everything, whatever the case is. And then what happened 2-3 years later? These same companies that have Goldstein and Rubenstein as a CEO, they started pulling out. So technically, was he wrong? I mean, these are things that I don't know. I don't know if it's spoken among your household, but in my household, and I'm gonna put myself out there. And this is what we speak on. Like, okay, we know who run things, but dude, you don't go out on Drink Champs or Fox News or Piers Morgan and say this is what happens. Da, da, da. We know. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the part that it's like, yo, bro, you went out there, you put yourself out on a limb, you have a platform, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that?
Oh, here's a perfect no, hold on real quick, JP. Here's a perfect example. How many people were canceled because they were associated with Jeffrey Epstein? And these are billionaires. These are people with all influence and money. How many people were canceled because they associated or were affiliated with Jeffrey Epstein?
Exactly. But that goes with what Dan was saying. You want billionaires to cancel billionaires? It's not going to happen.
It's never going to happen.
They're right. They run the show. So
you're asking for people
that's their circle.
You're asking for people with the control to cancel like that. And I guess fortunately for those who wanted Kanye canceled, that is what's happening right now. It's the people with the money are the ones canceling him. And the only way you control, quote unquote, truly, I mean, again, like I said, personal decisions, you can cancel whoever you want. I've personally canceled so much shit and so many people this year alone that y'all don't even know about or wouldn't even know about. Because why? I'm not giving them that energy, because this is the type of energy that they want. I am not giving them energy. But the true cancellation for people like that, for people with the loudest voices, just because they have the biggest gravitational pull, is to stop their bankroll. That's why within a day and a half, the snapping happened to Kanye West, and he's no longer in the billionaire status role. Because the people with the billions were the ones that were in position to be able to stop that bankroll. And we as a people, we have to stop a few million. But if they're still making money off of somebody's name and likeness in another avenue, fine. Y'all can stand on whatever you want. We're still getting money over here.
I have no problem with them canceling Kanye West as a Jewish person because it was offensive to them. They sat there like, you ain't shitting on us like that. We don't do that. Joe Rogan been saying nigga for years, and niggas still haven't canceled Joe Rogan yet. So and not only that, there, like I said, Kanye West's comments, the anti-blackness was a problem. We didn't cancel him. Jewish people will cancel you when you fuck with their people, period. And that's what they do. And that's what they're supposed to do. We don't do that shit.
JP, to stand off your soapbox for a second, if you were listening, as you said, we don't do that shit. It was just explained why it happens that way.
I know.
Because part of what Kanye said was actually the truth. Most of them do run the industry space that
who? Name names. We never name names. Who?
The heads.
I want to know who.
It's the heads of all these companies.
JP, we don't have to name names.
The Jewish people. What Jewish people? What specifically? That's like me saying, all black people are doing this and that. Who? It's got to be specific people.
No, it's the people who run these companies that he's in business with. That's
what
we're talking about.
What are the names?
I don't know their fucking names because I didn't look it up. Because like I said,
this shit.
All right, but here's
but not making it up, JP. He's not making it up.
That's all we're saying.
These people are real. These people are real, JP, and he's not making it up.
Run these companies,
right?
That's what we're saying, and we've been saying it for years. Like the that Jewish folks run the music industry.
Listen,
if you point, it's true. It's true.
Even if you listen,
I drive past the Clive. I drive past the Clive Davis Museum every day, just about. You get, like that's a name for you. And I'm not saying he's destroyed black folks, not at all. I'm just stating the fact of the people with the power is who he was talking to. But guess what? The people with the power are the ones who are at the tops of these companies who can say, you know what, Kanye, here's, you know what, let's retract this deal. That's all we're saying. And that's all we're saying, because guess what? He went out on a limb to try to shoot his shot, fucked up as it was. He fucked up.
But fucked up. My thing is, we've been hearing this shit since the 90s and shit. Nothing has not you, I'm just saying general. Nothing has fucking changed. My thing
is not going to change. It's not going to change, JP.
When are we going to start talking about shit dealing with us instead of worrying about majoring in the minors? Instead of getting the bullshit.
JP, it's only going to change when we get to that level. Not in a handful, which is there's only a handful of black billionaires, right? So
I'm not even talking about black billionaires, niggas.
But
this is part of our fucking problem. Not you. Yeah. This is part of our fucking problem right here. I've explained this.
You're missing the point.
Dad knows where I'm going to with this shit.
You're missing the point.
You have a community right now. You have a community right now, say, of 80,000 people, right? 80,000 people. 20,000 people put together, would you say, $50 a month? $1 million a month can build a business in your community. Those people in your community get your business going, and then you just keep on building and building and building. It's
JP, we're not there. JP, we're not there. We're not there yet, JP.
And hold on. And pause that, TJ, because to what JP, you're almost in a way talking about two totally separate things. Because yes, if we did that quote unquote as a community and then had a person like a Kanye West to be the flag bearer for us,
we don't need to be nobody.
No, but you're not. Listen. So forget Kanye West. Let's take Nas, okay?
Let's take Oprah Winfrey. No, let's take Oprah Winfrey.
Whatever. I'm just saying, we got somebody to be the quote unquote sponsor. We're sponsoring this person to big us up. We're now putting our money as a collective inside their project. This is what's going on right now. We are now, so say, like you said, say we're now hosting, like we're now backing Oprah Winfrey's quote unquote Weight Watchers program or some shit. We're putting our money into her shit. Oprah is the one now stating all this wild, crazy shit. Fuck Stedman, fuck this, fuck that, yada, yada, yada. Just examples, people don't, and guess what? And now us here as a collective who've been backing her say, nah, we don't like her attack on men like that. You know what, Oprah Winfrey, we're pulling our funding out of you. That is what's happening with Kanye West. Your point is valid in a different conversation.
Yes.
It's a totally different conversation. You're talking about us getting together as a collective truly to be able to be, as TJO said, if we can move as a monolith, if we can, and again, it doesn't have to be we're all thinking the same shit, because and all of y'all know, I hate being in a cipher of people that everybody has the same fucking points of view. What do you learn from that? Nothing. You don't learn from those type of environments. But if we were able to move in accordance on a few values, if we were able to stay in almost lockstep of just certain core values, then it can happen. It can definitely happen. That's the part that to summarize what I really think you're trying to say, because you definitely have mentioned a lot of stuff that we've been mentioning for years on this show, and you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's just mixing and conflating the 2 and 3 separate different things into what this jackass is doing, ain't it? And then it goes back to the whole quote unquote cancel culture conversation. It was bullshit because the corporations were still funneling money into these people. Yes, we tried to move. We tried to move as collectives and saying, yeah, we're gonna stop fucking with this person. We're gonna stop fucking with the people who make adobo because they supported Trump. Okay, but then you're still getting millions of other people to buy an adobo still. So we can forget y'all. We don't need your money. We still got this over here. It's until the other people that are bigger, like in that case, the supply chain say, "Oh, you're fucking with Trump. We're no longer carrying your product." That's when true cancellation for those people happen. We ain't those people.
JP, real quick. Before, listen, they rally and form like Voltron on the topics they need to rally and form like Voltron on. Don't get it twisted. There's a lot of divisiveness in the Jewish community amongst themselves. But when they need to gather up and rally the troops, it's all hands on deck, bro. And we need that.
I don't
part.
See it happening. I don't see it happening. The closest I've seen all hands on deck, like I said, was the era from 1964 to 1975 was when black people were at their best.
That was the civil rights movement, yes,
right. And the Black Power movement. That was when we were getting off. That's when we were moving towards freedom. But because we had COVID,
but JP, they shut all that shit down. JP, they shut it down, bro.
Because we allowed it to get shut down. Allowed it sold the fuck out. People were informed.
But you got to understand the economics of the situation, JP. A lot of people couldn't move like that and sacrifice like that at that time. They was already beaten down.
Right.
I feel as though if we had a different messenger, maybe, because for one, the man already came out and said he doesn't read, right? So every black person who's learned, who does read, is already turned off by him, me included. You know what I'm saying? I'm no big voracious reader or whatever, but I do pick up a newspaper every now and again, and I'll current events. I'm up on current events. For you to come out and say, yeah, I don't read. I don't read books and newspapers. It kind of turns me off. I'm like, damn, dude, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of your music, and then for you to go ahead and take this big task and say this about Jews and slavery was a choice. It's hard. It's hard for me to digest that.
Oh, he invalidated he invalidated everybody's education at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like he invalidated. He just wiped the board across the board of anybody who reads, who thinks for themselves, or anything like that. That's the problem. And that's the problem too.
I totally get that. But the point I'm trying to make is that, so if this was Nas or Jay-Z that had came out and said, well, they're not going to come out and say this, but let's just say they came out to the forefront and decided to be civil rights movement activists or whatever. Right. Would we be able to digest it better? You know, that's my thing.
This is my biggest problem. This is my biggest problem with black people today. This is my biggest problem. We expect a fucking entertainer or athlete to fucking lead and understand revolution is nothing but change. I'm not saying nothing like that there, but I'm talking about as far as change. We expect a fucking athlete or an entertainer, and I'm not talking about you, Big O, I'm just talking about just in general. We expect a fucking athlete or entertainer to lead us.
But JP, you can go back, and it was nothing but athletes and entertainers speaking for us back then. They've always done that. You can go back to Ali, James Brown.
They didn't get involved until Dr. King didn't come out. You didn't hear nothing about that until Malcolm X came or the Black Panther Party. The people got the ball rolling, so you had no choice but to come on board.
And
LeBron James is doing it now.
And JP, I agree with you because I've always kind of had that thought of why is it only black people need to have a quote unquote leader of a community, right? Right. But once again, you utilize the loudest voices in the rooms. You utilize the people who got that gravitational pull around them.
Yes, because nobody's going to hear. Nobody's going to hear the regular Joe Schmo. Nobody's going to hear the regular Joe Schmo.
Right, and
that's our biggest problem. That's our biggest problem right there. because we don't think, because we think we're nobodies. Huey, let me ask you a question. Who was Malcolm X? Was Malcolm X a celebrity? No. But he's one of the most important.
Right, he was nobody.
Ever. Was Huey P. Newton a celebrity? No. Was Fred Hampton a celebrity? No. There were people like us. They were people
guess
like
what?
Can I say something real quick?
Hold on.
Can I say something real quick?
Hold on, because I got the perfect counter to that. They were quote unquote not celebrity, but guess who they were? They were the faces of the groups that they were leading. And they were allowed to be evolved. They were allowed to evolve into those quote unquote head roles. And then guess what? Everybody needs a mouthpiece. And yes. Unfortunately today, most of the mouthpieces have become the people who got the biggest Instagram following, the people who got the biggest Twitter followings. That's we hate it. We hate it, and it sucks. That's kind of where it is. But that's why we make pushes like this to me. That's why we make pushes for our show the way we have over the years. Because guess what? You want to hear the points of view of a common folk like us. But
yes.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't if we ain't a Drink Champs, we ain't a Rogan, we ain't a Joe Budden, niggas ain't listening to us. And that's unfortunate for them. Because I always say we try to keep it as real as possible as we're doing it right now. Right. You know, but that's why we need to push our platforms for things like this. So you do have the common average Joe speaking up. You know,
the smallest voice will not get heard, bro.
Now, go ahead, make your point, and then I'm gonna play this thing that I have on screen here was what I was talking about before, as far as the guy stepping in front of the whole Jewish.
Okay, real quick. I just wanted to point out, you know, for the people that, you know, you say that it was only celebrities. We had one person who was not a celebrity, and he did his thing, you know, for his community. He was a pastor. He passed away this weekend. Rest in peace to Calvin Butts. I just wanted to put it out there. So but yeah, you can what you have to say.
Rest in peace to Mr. Calvin Butts. But yeah, let me know if y'all can hear this. This is the point of view. It's a little long, but this is the point of view that this guy makes.
So the whole world.
Can y'all hear it?
About how Jewish people.
It's slow, but I can hear it.
And, you know, instead of fighting it, instead of calling that anti-Semitic, I'm going to go in the opposite.
Can't hear nothing now.
Yeah, we lost it now.
Orthodox.
You hear it now?
Would love to share
some
Jewish business secrets. 10, actually, my top 10 Jewish business secrets. And I hope that you're going to enjoy them. This is great stuff. This is stuff that we've known for thousands of years. And I think that you're really going to appreciate it. And by the way, if you're here to hate, just go somewhere else. This is about love. This is about education. So, number one, Jewish business secret is we actually have a commandment to teach our children how to earn a living. There's actually two things you have a commandment to. Teach your child how to earn a living and teach your child how to swim, believe it or not. And
so that's one point right there that I can definitely tell you most Black communities, most Black families do not do. That page is turning around nowadays because a lot of people are teaching their kids how to get an LLC and things like that. So there's a little course correction that's happening in our community with that, in my opinion.
You say I'm sorry. Pause it. I'm sorry. You said teach your kids how to swim?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you don't teach your child how to earn a living, it's as if you're teaching them how to steal, because if they don't know how to earn a living, then their only other way to make money is through theft. So teach your children. Fathers have a commandment to teach their sons, to teach their children how to make a living. That's number one. Number two, you have to be honest in all of your business dealings. Now, I know there's some haters here that are going to start talking about how Jewish people this and Jewish people that in business. But look, you don't get to be in business for thousands of years, and you don't get to top of industries for no reason. And there's only so long that a person can be dishonest until finally it catches up with them. So honesty is something huge. As a matter of fact, in the Old Testament, in the Bible, it says dealings. The first thing that they ask you in heaven when you go there is, were you honest in your business dealings? Number three,
I'm trying to skip through.
Positive relationship with money. A lot of people think that money is the root of all evil. money is a tool to use to build communities, to build family, to build institutions. We believe that there's a very positive relationship with it. Instead of looking at it as something that is wrong or something that is dirty or something that we don't talk about, the opposite. We embrace it. We have an extremely positive relationship with it. Number 4, we help our community. This is something that people talk about that they don't like about the Jewish community. Well, I have other friends, by the way, from different communities, and they tell me that they literally trying to destroy each other when it comes to business. They're not happy to see each other succeed. The Jewish community.
And that point right there, how much do people play
competition? That's the crabs in the barrel, Dan.
Which again, some people have said to me that that's a bad example to use crabs in a bucket because they're scrapping and fighting for survival. But yeah, you're pulling each other down, quote unquote, in trying to get up. It's like, fuck your need, I'm trying to get up. So yeah.
Is that okay? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Try helping your community and see how much more you guys will take off together and how much you guys will succeed with each other.
We can't.
Number 5, we give at least 10% of our earnings to charity. So that means that the more successful a person becomes, usually what happens in the world is the more their ego gets a hold of them and the more money hungry they get. In our community, we give charity in order, A, to stay humble. Us is to give charity. So there's no limit to how much we can make, because even if, number 6, it's preferable to be an owner than to be a worker. It says in the Bible that when there's a Hebrew slave that works for a master and they work for them for 7 years and they want to continue working for that master, at the end of 7 years, they actually used to take a nail and put it through his ear and put it into the door. Why? Because it reminds the person that really a person should only be working for God. You wouldn't want done to you. In other words, respect. And when you wouldn't want your money in cash, 1/3 of your money in real estate, and
let me get to the beginning of that one.
Back to you.
It's breaking up.
Number 8, you keep 1/3 of your money in cash, 1/3 of your money in real estate, and 1/3 of your money in inventory. That way, if something happens to any one of your income streams, God forbid, you're hedged and you're protected. Number 9, we take 1 day off from work every single week. That means no emails, no phone calls, not even think the ground with a vigor, because we had it says the beautiful words of our business dealings, afraid to take time. No, we trust that there is a creator of the universe.
Oh, no. That part gets into the subjectiveness. I don't do the religion thing, so that's subjective. But like what he pretty much described was just a base set of core values that I was mentioning before. Like if we as Black folks had a base set of core values that we followed, everything else can be whatever. But if we had a base set of core values, then everything that JP has been preaching on this show for years is accurate as fuck and it could happen. That's why I personally, and again, it's ain't a shot at you. I don't like the fact that you said that it can't happen. It could happen. We have to want it to happen. We have to want it to happen. We can't just automatically write it off because we don't see it in our lifetime.
Too many egos.
But Dan, guess what though? It's tough. It's tough, yo, because you're talking about the 400 years of slavery, and you're talking about our DNA being changed because of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, I bring up the analogy. I bring up the analogy of the pocketbook. Hold on. TJ, I'm gonna let you get the point. I bring up the value of the analogy of the pocketbook, right? If you listen to women, a lot of women, right? They'll have a pocketbook or whatever, and you hear them, oh girl, where you get your pocketbook from? Nah, I'm not gonna tell you where I got it from. And that's the same thing. Like,
oh, that happened. That happened in DJing. We used to white label vinyl because we wanted to have the exclusive.
Right. Same thing. So any other community, oh no, this let me tell you where we got it from. And everybody wins. Everybody eats, everybody wins. We don't do that for whatever reason.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why before TJ runs and goes, because I want to get to the fun shit, but That's why I personally, the way you want to learn how to podcast, come talk to me at any time. You need somebody to talk to, come talk to me at any time. Is there anything that you don't know that I might know that we could learn from? I am not afraid to tell people. Like my job, for instance, everybody knows who I work for. People on the job be like, nah, you can't tell everybody about the job because then people start reporting, talking about. Nah, I'm going to tell people about the job because we want more people to want this job. We want more people to come in and make this job continue to be as good as it is. And niggas need seniority. We want to have people beat. So what are you doing? Like, take the fucking test. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Take that fucking test. But it's a part of that because same shit. For years and years and years, how many people in New York City or how many people knew about taking the fire department test that were not Irish or Italian? Because their family members would continue to put them on and would continue
nepotism, bro.
Nepotism, yes, but also it is that same sense of community of we're telling our people to continue to take that test, take the test. If you get on, you get on. It took some time, and then even they went through this test is culturally biased lawsuit also, because partially it was. I was a part of that lawsuit. Now I didn't send the paperwork in, but they sent me the package stating that you might be able to get some points or whatever, and maybe get consideration if you're a part of this lawsuit because I took the fire department test. I failed, I think, 0.4 of a point or 0.6 of a point. That could have adjusted things and maybe possibly added time onto my city job already. But I was already well enough into sanitation that didn't happen. But it's because those things like that happen to where tests are all fucked up because they're written for a certain class of people to take these tests. Because why? Because their families have continued to teach them. Go do this, go do that, go do this, go do that. And so we can do the same thing. That's why we are the elder statesmen of our generations in a way, but we need to be those people to be like, and then we did our service by passing the message along. It still takes the person. It still takes the person to want to do it.
Look, this is my final thing on it, and then we can move on. Listen, the civil rights movement is not even 60 years old, okay? Which means the right to equal opportunity of employment, education, housing, work, all that. We cannot replace 400, 500, 100 years of what we've been through in 60 years. It's not going to happen. When the civil rights movement passed, everybody overnight didn't say, oh, well, we got to give black people a fair shot now. No, it didn't happen like that. And people want that shit to happen immediately. It's a microwave generation. Right. It's a microwave generation. Right. And the things that we need to set in place have been established by all these other people and cultures for hundreds of years. We're playing catch up. We're so far behind that when they say, oh, at least you got a black president. No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. It does not work like that. We have to get in place and establish ourselves for hundreds of years before we can get to that table and say, hey, we demand what we want now and in that part. And it's not going to happen overnight.
I'm going to add on to something here real quick. Black people, our grandfathers, our great-grandfathers, a lot of us, especially people down south, they own stuff with the 7th, 8th grade education.
Facts.
They saw people get lynched from trees. Imagine you as a kid walking down the street, going home. Here's Jimmy Lee being hung from a tree, swinging back. We haven't seen shit. Our shit ain't nothing compared to those people went through. And despite that 8th grade education, what happened?
I got this, TJ. I got this, TJ.
I got this. Educated themselves in some type of way stuff. There's no excuses for this bullshit today.
JP, that's 1%, JP.
It's more than 1%.
It's more than 1% of our people, but here's the thing. What you said again, you dropped facts, but it just sounded more like talking points. Because what TJ said is exactly what you described. We are of the generation that is working through the destruction of what our people had at one time. We did have these things. We can have them again. But it goes back to what we was mentioning. If we just moved on just a set of core values that we could all agree on, then we can definitely get back to at a quicker pace than what
a
we
base. Yes,
Yes.
a base.
At a quick,
We need a base. We need a
we just-
foundation.
We need just
Yes.
core movement, a core, not a core. No, fuck the movement word, because people been trying to use movements for the longest, and we've seen so many movements come and go between the 2000s to now. You know, again, I mentioned the quote unquote Black Lives Matter movement. That whole message got corrupted by people who were running the organization and corrupted and bastardized it away from its original fucking message.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's shit like that, yeah, we don't need movements. We just need a core set of values that if we could all apply these things to our lives, but again, it's going to take generations to correct. But I just personally say, yo, you can believe what you want. In our lifetime, we might not see it. We're probably definitely not going to see a lot of it. But don't distract that from our youth, who can turn around and say, oh, you see, y'all old heads been, which in during the Black Lives Matter movement, a lot of the youth has been saying, yeah, y'all old heads been fucking up. We got this from here. And I appreciate that, you know, especially when you think of things. And the perfect example I'll give it in is in the mental health space. The mental health space from the youth
Speak on it.
has gotten to us at us olders that, you know, I've expressed my points of view on here many a times. I said it 2019, I was ready to off myself. But if it wasn't for the generation now that described how important it is to talk about one's mental health, I probably would still keep it bottled up and not want to talk about it or not describe it to people, because my feeling could have possibly saved somebody else's life. But no, I kept it shut.
You're right, because they bastardized mental health. They bastardized it.
You know, yeah. In our era, it was looked at as you
I'm sorry.
you this, you that.
Mike,
you know
Mike. I'm sorry, Dan. So TJ, when you say they bastard, who's they? You talking about our generation?
People. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because
yes.
the white folks been on mental health for years.
No. We're not talking about them.
And to keep it real, to keep it real, not even them too, because they had their be a man. You got to be tough. You got to do this. You got to do that.
Right. But they were on it. They were on it a lot sooner than we were though.
They're always going to be on it a lot sooner, just because of how shit is structured, bro.
Right.
And that's what I've been saying.
That's more, in my opinion, the lines of, like I mentioned, the fire department jobs and things like that, and education things. They get taught in the household these things that we don't get taught. You don't want to know what I was taught, and I'm not going to say it like if my father was here, I would say it. On how I was taught, just make sure you're paying your bills. Just make sure you were doing this. Just make sure you. Yep. I wasn't shown how to do it. Right. But also too, I will say I was also allowed and afforded the opportunity to be a kid until my adult age, to be a child. Like I was able to, I didn't have to worry about those burdens, even though we didn't have money like that. We didn't have to, you know, I did describe, I had certain video game systems here and there because they busted it ass to be able to afford things for us, you know, but I wasn't taught how to get it and things like that. You know, there's a lot of shit that goes on within this, that it's generations and generations of things. I just want my brothers like JP to not say that this can't happen. It can happen. It'll be generations. But I'm going to make sure my kids understand that this shit can happen. And then it gets passed down, and it gets passed down. Because if we continue to keep passing down the factors of not understanding this shit, not knowing this shit, this is the reason why history is such important. This is the reason why they're afraid of the quote unquote critical race theory. They're afraid of it. They think that they want to teach racism against white people. It's not about that. It's about owning up for your culture of people's mistakes. And it's, yes, you didn't do it. We know you didn't do it, But understand, this is why we're in the positions where we are, because of these atrocities back then. That's really all that is. That's real. But they put a boogeyman behind it to get it squashed. You know, and it's just so, this rabbit hole is so deep. We spent an hour on some shit that we wasn't expecting to, but it was a dope conversation nonetheless. Now let's fucking fuck those motherfuckers. Kanye West. You remember the Kool-Aid Clan now. You know, I still like your instrumentals, but that's just me.
College dropout. I bought it the day it dropped out. I bought it. I'm a fan.
Listen, I was a fan up to Twisted Dark Fantasies. After that, I cut him off. That's it.
Nah, I'm cutting him off. Period. No more Kanye for me.
Dark Fantasy was much more of rap albums.
Because y'all,
and I don't care what nobody says.
Because y'all hated on the Yeezus album that I love, y'all missed the message that he was sending via Black Skinhead. But I digress on that. But yeah, man, let's get into the.
I'm gonna listen to it after this. Don't worry about it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's an acquired taste. But let's get into the shit that we what the fuck did we do?
And I'm wearing my Yeezys.
Yo, the only thing I would say was some ugly ass like fishnet sneakers. Them shits were horrible, bro. I don't know why.
The 340s, 350s tough, boy. I don't care what nobody say. They tough, man.
I can't.
I heard they comfortable as shit too, but I
heard they're going for 25. I heard they're going for like $20 at Marshalls now, though.
Right? I'm on the way. I am on the way.
But let's get into this shit that we just. What the fuck did we see, man? Sir. We're wrapping up our Wayback Machine episodes with the month of October leading into J1Con. Once again, if you didn't get your tickets, go to j1con.com right now. $40 for a weekend's worth of dope events. Please go check that out now. But now, movies and or television shows that we either thought were trash or, from my perspective, shit that I liked. I didn't mind it, but the masses hated. I'll start this one off. I'm going to start off with the shit that one thing that people did not like that I enjoyed was the movie Avatar.
Man, that movie was good.
Well, as people call it, is blue people Pocahontas, which in a way they are correct. In a way, they are correct because that pretty much was the story. But let's remember, Hollywood recycles the same stories on and off, just different faces, skins, CGIs, whatever. But I personally thought the movie was dope. And the message that I took from the movie was more about take care of this earth, take care of your planet, take care of nature, because it always gives back to you. It's what brings life to you. Remember their big ass tree of life that they ran to protect. That was so sacred and all of that. Like, but the masses hated that movie for some reason. But I personally like.
You know why they hated it? They didn't like the white boy converting to the other religion. Dan, that's why they hated it.
That was the first case of transracial.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh no, it wasn't.
Your man converted to the people, bro, and they was like, nah, my guy. We was riding with you, dating her and like, hanging out, but you converted, my dog.
TJ put it out there. TJ put it out there. Now we got to protect TJ. You done told the whole gist of the story. You done told why Jeremiah got in Mississippi was mad about this whole movie. Those blue people over us. You done told the whole shit. Now we got to protect you. This is boy. I tell you, boy.
I'm just saying.
Protect.
We got to protect TJ now, man, because he put some gems out there, man.
Yeah, your man converted to the Blue Panthers, B, and he was just
man, still going. He's still going. He's still going.
That was a big no. That was a big no.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Yo, you
Go
know
ahead,
how
Dan.
many
What's your
people?
number
You know
two?
probably
No, go
the
ahead.
people that turned the VCR off because of that.
Right. Turn the VCR off.
The VCR.
not even a laser disc. But yeah, my 2, 3, and 4, because my shit was quick. My 2, 3, and 4 is episodes 1, 2, and 3 of Star Wars. People hated them shits.
No,
People
they did
hated
hate
them.
them shits.
People hated them because they was like, why the fuck do we need a prequel? We got this, we got that. And I have to say, when 7 came out, I went on a binge of watching all of them from 1 through 6. I went on a binge of watching all of them. And I had to Google at the time, what was the best order to make, because something just triggered me. What was the best order to make all of this make sense? And I found it. I watched it in this order that I'm gonna say, and it made total sense. And I didn't dislike the movies when they came out, even though you can say what we want about Metachlorians and Jar Jar Binks and all of that stuff, all the theories behind him. You know, he was he was black along with Samuel L. Jackson with the great drink lightsaber and all that. But if you watch the movies 4, A New Hope, the first one, watch that one first.
No, 5. That was 5.
No.
That was 5.
A New Hope was the first one.
A New Hope was 5.
No,
wasn't
was
it?
the first one.
No, it was 4, 5, and 6, bro.
So why okay, all right. I'm sorry.
listen to the order, and if you have the want to watch them again, watch them in this order. Watch 4 first. 4 sets the table. Obviously, it's the first movie, makes all total sense, but it sets the table to understand why 1, 2, 3, then 5, 6 all happens. Because 1 introduces you to Vader, introduces you to Skywalker and all that stuff. But then I say 1, meaning the first movie, episode 4. You watch that first, that gives you the full context of who these people are. Well, it introduces you to who they are, whatever. But then you go back and watch 1, 2, 3 in a row. Then it's like, holy shit, Darth Vader makes total sense now. And holy shit, I understand why we are in the position that we're in at the end of 4. Then you watch 5 and 6, the story connects totally.
I'm gonna say this real quick. If you watch Rogue One in between 3 and 4, if you watch 3, Rogue One, and then number 4, it all meshes completely together.
But
Rogue One was the connecting bridge to both of them shits, bro.
Well, I have to still go back and watch that, as I described before. But Rogue One was not out back when I first.
It wasn't. It was not out back then.
Right.
But Rogue One makes complete sense now.
But first season of Kenobi. That's before Rogue One.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Kenobi's way before.
I'm sure. So pretty much I'm sure there's a whole new different chronological order to watching these to make.
Yeah, they're filling the gaps now. They're filling the gaps now. They're filling the gaps now. They're doing a real good job of that.
But for the main vein of movies, it was that order that I first watched before 7 came out, because all the other shit wasn't even thought of until 8 and 9 came out and all that. You know what I'm saying? But my last pick of shit that I liked that everybody else didn't was Iron Fist.
Nah, that shit was
double juice.
I liked Iron Fist because I wanted to see an Iron Fist on screen. Now, the guy who played Danny Rand,
he was trash.
I feel you on that. Most people really just wanted, the diversity higher. They wanted a Japanese person.
That wasn't the comic, though.
He was never an Asian character.
Never.
Correct.
Even still, I personally liked the series despite what people thought of the main actor.
Damn, can I say something?
Go ahead.
Can I say something? Because Marvel had at least got someone who knew.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that. I am not disagreeing with that. But also,
Like
remember,
the fact that I'm like, I could
they
die.
took they took the approach of the movie though off the real Danny Rand, who didn't know martial arts either. You think about it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't know martial arts either. He was on a trip. Shit happened. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I like the series. The world doesn't. And
no, it was. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that was it. That was my list. Now I'm passing it to y'all who watch shit that they hate.
Dan, go. We're gonna run down my list real quick. So I think what was my first one? Ishtar. That movie was straight trash. Straight trash. It was supposed to be one of the greatest comedic films of all time. You had one of the best, movie screen comic actors. I think it was Dustin Hoffman and Warren Beatty or whatever. I forgot who was in it. The shit was ass, bro. The writing was poor. The acting, it was like they were going through the motions. And I was like 15 when I saw this. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? This is horrible. This is horrible. Nothing was funny about the movie. The funny thing about the movie is you paid money to see that shit. That was the joke. That was the joke. You paid money to see. They were gonna hell. The hype around this movie was, listen, props to the advertising companies, whoever pushed this. Shouts out to the street team who promoted this shit, because they promoted the fuck out of this movie, and it was straight ass, hands down. It was the worst movie. I do not suggest anybody watch this. It's a waste of time and brain cells. The shit was too long anyway. It was just ass. I
will put it on my list.
Do it, man. You're gonna see a pair of butt cheeks where the name Ishtar should be, because that's how ass it was, bro. And not even pretty butt cheeks, an unattractive pair of butt cheeks on top of that. You know what I'm saying? Hairy butt cheeks. That's what it was.
Yeah, Warren Beatty and Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, trash.
The Great Wall.
Damn, that shit got a 4.6 IMDb.
I think it scored one of the lowest joints on Rotten Tomatoes in the history of movies and shit. I think the second one was
Charles Gordon was in it.
Yeah, the second one I put was Ben Affleck's Daredevil. I can't make this. I never watched the whole thing. I'm not gonna lie.
That was terrible.
Okay. Yeah, that was a bad
terrible.
movie.
I never watched the whole thing, bro. I can't even tell you what happened after the first half hour, 45 minutes of this movie, because I turned this shit off every time. I can't make it through the opening credits of this fucking movie now if it's on regular TV without me turning the channel. If I see Ben Affleck and Daredevil, it's click. I'm not watching nothing that day.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have a list because it was. But when I saw it, it was real short notice, so I didn't get time to think.
It's all good.
But Daredevil would be on my list, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be one of a million and a few million people. When Ben Affleck, when they said Ben Affleck was gonna play Batman, I went back to Daredevil as Ben Affleck on Daredevil. And I was like, why are we doing this again? Like, why?
But he murked that role of Batman.
He murked that role. He is, to me, by far, maybe Christian Bale. We can have an argument between Christian Bale, Michael Keaton, and Ben Affleck. And I still like Ben Affleck.
Don't forget Michael Keaton, bro. Do not leave Michael Keaton out of this.
I did say Michael Keaton. I said Christian Bale, Michael Keaton, and Ben Affleck. I did say.
He didn't say what he didn't say was nipple suit Batman. But like that Daredevil movie though, like the montages in it, like the introduction of Elektra. It was just, when you think back on it, it was just. Like, why did they need, like, that was the era, though, of those little mini montages in the middle of shit. Like, it was just unnecessary. But it was bad.
I think because the backlash he received from Daredevil made him step up his game for Batman. You know what I'm saying? Because he could have easily put that effort in.
He killed that role.
He could have easily put that effort in for Daredevil as he in for Batman, because he's like, I'm Batman. I don't need to work.
Yes.
fucking Batman. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't as bad as Val Kilmer's Batman. You know what I'm saying? Which nobody talks about. That's another story unto itself and shit. So
before we go any further, right? To me, Val Kilmer, which is want to talk about people who want to talk about actors and movies that are not as good as we say they are. Val Kilmer, to me, his only good role was Tombstone.
No. He killed it in Heat too.
I like Heat.
Do not disrespect Val Kilmer in Heat. He was good. And Top Gun. Top Gun, he was good in too.
Top Gun was one of those movies that everyone loved but me. I'm like, this is not a freshman. We're training. We're training. We're like, what's going on here? No.
All right, so next up.
What's the third one? I don't remember my third one.
Green Lantern.
Oh my God. Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern. That's all I'm gonna say. Because it was that bad. Ryan Reynolds himself admits that it was trash. If you are the actor of the main title of this movie and you're saying it was one of my worst performances ever, then you know this shit was trash, bro. It was trash.
After that, you got this was Eddie Murphy, right?
Yeah, Pluto Nash. What a waste of. I think Eddie Murphy was just living off his name at that time.
Like they throw millions at me, I'll take it.
I'll take it. It's a job. I'm getting paid. Yo, Pluto Nash.
Eddie had a drought, man. Eddie had a serious drought there for a minute, but he
did. And Shrek was the movie that brought him back, ironically.
Yeah, it was
crazy.
Remember, people were saying Eddie's done. Remember, people were saying that back then, like, yo, he had a nice career, but
yeah. But what was the movie that he did though, where he played the quote unquote slow person? That Bullworth?
Was that? Nah, I was gonna say Radio.
No. I know what you talk. Penny. It was a something finger or something. Bowfinger. That movie. Bowfinger.
When you really got the story of that movie was the shit. It might have taken like 2 watches to understand what that movie was actually fire.
Did he do the Clumps after that?
Yeah, but those were decent.
I think that was after the Clumps. Because the Clumps was like 94, 95, I think. 96, okay.
Yeah. 96.
The Clumps was decent. Those were good movies for him.
Those were good movies.
But then, but like you said, he had a dry spell where anything he put out was just like, oh my God.
Even what are we watching? Was dry too back then. Even like it was like Eddie's is one of definitely top 3 or 4 of all time though. Definitely. Eddie's a legend.
In our generation, yeah.
Yes. What's my last one, Dan?
Waterworld
with Kevin Costner.
I never watched that movie.
You don't need to. You don't need to.
Most of these movies y'all talking about.
I've always heard it was
terrible. You don't need to. It was horrible.
That was me.
It's post-apocalyptic, like Road Warrior meets the dude on the water, and it was just ass. The acting was bad. The characters were bad.
It was Mad Max on water.
Yes, that's what it was, and it didn't work. It did not work.
The worst, but it can't be worse than Fat Beach. Fat Beach might have been the worst movie
I remember that movie now.
Of all time.
What is Fat Beach?
Remember the kid that played Sam's on Lean On Me? It came out like it was some old like
I
movie.
Yeah, Steel from Juice.
Yeah. He was. You remember that Big O? You remember that movie Fat Beach?
Yeah. I watched the movie. I didn't watch the movie, but I remember Steel.
Don't watch it. Even to this day, don't watch it.
I'm not gonna watch it.
Movie I ever seen in my life.
Did you pay money for it, JP?
Hells no, I rented it from the store. That's like,
so you paid money for it?
Yeah. Oh my God! You got nightmares.
Man, that ain't no Kenny Rogers.
Oh my God.
Well, I forgot that brother's name that was in the movie with him. That dude was in everything back in like the mid-90s. Every black movie like that, like like on some like Master P production level type movie. Like, he was in them shits.
No,
I got the hookup ass niggas.
You know what? I didn't come up with a list, right? But I do have a movie, man.
Go ahead, man.
That I love. To me, it's my top three favorite sci-fi movies. Interstellar. Interstellar, man. Interstellar is the type of movie that you cannot watch once and get it. You have to watch it like 2, 3, maybe 4 times for you to get it. You know, and I try to explain to people at my job, and they say to me like, "Yo, bro, like I hated that movie, man.
No,
Like I can't get it."
Oh, let me tell you something. It's one of mine and one of my daughter's favorite movies, bro. That shit goes deep. That movie is on multiple levels. Multiple levels. One of the best movies. And they got some heavyweight people in that movie, and it was dope.
Yes.
It was really dope. It was really dope. I can't argue.
I don't care if it's on Hulu, Netflix, TBS, TNT.
You watching it? You watching
11.
it?
I'm watching it.
You watching
JP,
it, bro?
you got anything else, JP?
Nah, I ain't got nothing, man. I ain't got nothing at all.
Oh, what else you got to add on?
I did watch that movie. Melissa, I'm a huge Melissa McCarthy fan. I'm a huge Melissa McCarthy fan. Oh man, I love that movie, man. But Melissa McCarthy, Bridesmaids I'm a huge fan, so I'm like, yo, I'm watching whatever she did. Thunder Force, I watched that movie. I watched about a good hour. I couldn't even finish it. It was horrible. I'm like, yo, Netflix greenlit this movie?
Yes.
Like this movie was dumpster juice. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, you gotta watch it. I'm like, no, man, I can't. Like, I could be folding clothes. I can find a million and one other things to do but watch this movie, baby. So
that's not even background noise, bro. You're right. It's bad.
Yeah.
And
no.
Here's one. JP was in the spaces with me when we've heard this dose of shenanigans, and I couldn't believe it. I love it. But people hate The Last Dragon.
No. How could you hate that movie?
It wasn't bad.
No, I fucking love that movie.
I love it, but it wasn't bad.
No, I love it, but there's people out there that hate The Last Dragon.
No.
What? No.
They need their car revoked, bro. They need their car revoked, bro. No, that movie was dope.
Vanity in it, though. Vanity was in it.
Classic.
Ed said, "Bridesmaids."
Shout out to Vanity. May she rest in peace. My first crush, Vanity. One of my first crushes. My hat's off to you.
I know because Linda Carter wasn't your first crush. So
I would bump Linda Carter in the street. All right.
No, bro.
I'm taking Vanity over Linda Carter. I like Linda Carter, but she ain't no Vanity.
Okay, all right, yo,
I like body parts. I love Vanity, but I like some body parts. I'm keeping it PG.
The Carter.
I mean, was Demolition Man a good movie?
With
Denzel?
Snipes, right? Oh no.
You know what about Demolition Man? I've heard that, and I have to watch it again because I only watched it once. I went to movies to watch it. It was like that movie was before its time, so I didn't give it another watch. That's what I hear about Demolition Man.
I didn't like the acting here. It was Denzel, and I think
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes?
No. Denzel wasn't in it. It was Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone.
But who's the white chick that was in Speed?
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock was in that as well.
Yes.
So I didn't like that movie.
I need to give that another watch, man.
Yeah. So what? Ed said Demolition Man stunk. Wasn't that based on a comic book?
It was, I believe.
I don't know.
I think it was.
It was.
So you know what we're gonna do, because this was dope. Just arguing over dumb shit. Wow. JP, your Raiders are stinking up the joint.
Don't even talk about it.
Well, we're not talking about it. Don't worry about it.
Don't mention it, please.
I'm looking at the scores right now.
I know, please, Dad, don't mention it, man. Please.
I'm not saying a word.
I know.
I'm not saying a word. Everybody that's watching me, I'm not saying a word.
Jalen Hurts is the real deal, bro. He's the real deal. He drove forward today.
What we're gonna do, I think this is what we'll do in somewhat of the same vein. After we come back next week from the J1 content, I want to do the same thing with albums, specifically like rap albums or any kind of music. Let's keep it real. But shit that we didn't like, and now we got 2 weeks to build this list, y'all. 2 weeks of answer my text messages.
Yes.
All right?
Yeah, I got an album right off the top that a lot of people like that I didn't like.
Well, not just albums that people like that we didn't like, but also shit that you didn't like when it came out and you revisited it and might have changed your tune.
Oh, okay.
I didn't like back then. I definitely don't like now.
I know one album I need to revisit because I did not like it when it came out. Was Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood.
Ooh.
I agree
with Dad.
I personally, there was joints on there, but the album as a whole, I did not like it at that time.
That is the only DMX album I could play straight through.
I didn't like DMX.
What?
No, I'm sorry. I'm getting confused. It's Dark and Hell is Hot is the only album I can play straight through.
I didn't
Flesh
like
My Flesh,
but he grew on me. Grew me years later though. But we first didn't like him.
And that's what I'm really talking about. Really, it's going to be artists that you didn't like in the beginning, but they eventually grew on you. Pause.
So Fab is not on that list for you, huh, Dan?
No. That's strike out. No matter how, but to keep it real, I mean, a lot of his singles and shit,
right?
They went hard in the club.
Right.
I took it for what it was.
Definitely went hard in the club.
But I didn't ride to that shit. No.
I had to throw that out there.
No.
I just had to throw that out there.
It was one of the baddest ABCD rappers ever.
Yeah.
I can give props. Son could rap.
It's hard to debate
but
that.
it was easily like reading a children's book. There was no digging. Like there was no. Like how you mentioned Interstellar, right? Is kind of how I would describe Doom. A lot of people don't like Doom, like how a lot of people might not like Interstellar. But Doom lyrically, first listen, you're not going to get everything he's talking about.
You know what, Dan? That's a great point because I was in that crowd of I did not like him when he first came out, but he grew on me after time. His whole catalog too. Like I did not like that.
I'm gonna tell you what caught with me Doom, because Doom with me is my favorite rapper of all time, and then Fonte is after him, and then everybody else. So Doom, what caught me with Doom was the whole Spider-Man and Fantastic Four cutscenes or whatever, and it reminded me of my childhood, so I listened. But then I started listening to what he was saying.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit! And then I seen Bay. I seen Bay sit and break down.
Man, that's one of my favorite fucking videos to watch.
Yes.
That YouTube video of him spitting lyrics, spitting his verse word for word.
Spitting beef rap.
Yeah,
he's breaking down what I'm like, yo, damn, yeah, and that's what caught me to him. So Doom is by far my favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? Then Fonte, maybe Q-Tip after that, Tribe, whatever.
And it was to me for Doom, it's also the tie-in of the lore behind Doom, and
that's easily one of the greatest shit.
This video,
that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see the perpetrator?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, that shit right there. I can watch this forever, yo.
This song needs to be out now.
Yes.
It's like, oh my god.
I love
How you
this
gonna
one.
sell crack and talk about it?
I love this
The
video.
point of selling crack is supposed to be a secret. Every week is mystery meat. Seaweed stew. Food. We need food.
Food.
He rocks the mask just to cover the raw flesh. A rather ugly brother with flows that's gorgeous.
Drop dead
Drop
shit.
dead joints hit the whips like
Bird
bird shit.
shit.
They needed like a hole in their head or a third tit.
Or a third tit.
A broad
But
smells.
smells.
The charge with all hell banned from all
bars
bars and
kicked out the Carvel. Keep a cooker with the jaw fell.
Keep a cooker where the jaw fell and keep a cheap
Hooker
hooker
that's
who's
off the hook like Marbell.
Stop leading lady lover metal coated rod gears. Stop feeding babies colors sugar coated large squares.
Brings me immediately to fucking now laters.
Yes.
The odd pairs squares and God fears even when it's rotten.
You gotta do the hard years.
Or wrote this during the bell around New Year's off a couple of shots and a
few beers.
Who cares? Enough about me. It's about the beats.
Not about the streets and whose food he about to eat with butter.
Around animals just to kill them cynical. Whether it's animal,
Vegetable, or
mineral.
It's a miracle how he gets so lyrical and proceed to move the crowd like an
old Negro spiritual.
That shit right there.
Yo.
Move the crowd like an old Negro spiritual.
What up? So all rappers, shut up.
Shut up.
Shutting up.
Shut up. Use a button up.
Stay rhyming is a stripping male.
Stripping males. Out of work jerks.
Chippendales.
Yo.
As they rappers are stripping males. Out of work jerseys, they shut down Chippendales. He said out of work jerseys, they shut down Chippendales. They chipping nails. Doom, chipping scales, let alone the orders that is counted off shipping scales, let alone the orders that is counted off shipping sales. This goes out to all my people skipping bail, whipping tail,
sipping ale, the skipping jail,
like the doobie till it glow like a ruby. After that, he couldn't
find a villain.
Like
you know how high. You know how high you gotta be.
Could be the Iron Mask or the Cosby sweater. Yes, you
screwed.
Who's glued over the dude on the CD nude.
That shit right there. That bar right there. That killed. Yes, you who's screwed off the dude on the CD nude. That shit spoke to a whole era of rap at one time. all them shirtless album cover niggas.
With the no shirts on and shit.
All of them shirtless album cover niggas. He spoke to all of them, and that shit, man, listen.
That shit is
man, listen.
That's why him and Ghost together.
But Doom is every week is mystery meat. This motherfucker said
week is mystery meat.
When you need some cheese for the front, cheese for the blunt, cheese for the front. I learned how to get a peace of mind and get left the hell alone. Turn a deaf ear to
the cellular phone.
Leave me a message, or better yet, you can see me in real life, just so you can feel me like a
steel knife. A lot of you can see the white of my eyes. Right, we're surprised once they fit and spit in my eyes.
Surprised they start spitting lies.
Associates,
boys and
those
girls,
bitches, niggas, homies.
Close, but really don't know me. Mom, dad, comrades, sisters, duns and dunnies.
Come around when they
only come around when they need some money.
Others
don't make you laugh like the
Sunday funnies. Fan be around whether you pay the bummy.
You could take this advice. You could ignore this advice and take it
from me.
Be too nice.
People take you like a dummy. It's the realest shit ever.
Nowadays, he ain't so
friendly.
Actually, he wouldn't even made a worthy enemy.
Read the signs, no feeding the baboons.
Got your back bleeding from
that,
stab wounds.
Come on.
Yeah,
come on.
Yo, he
the baboons.
Come on.
They get your back bleeding from the stab wounds.
Come on.
Says, nowadays he ain't so friendly. Actually, he wouldn't even made a worthy enemy.
Come on. Yo.
Yo, that whole video was bananas, yo.
No, I'm sorry. When I play it, it's got to go in full. So if YouTube takes us down, fuck it. It's got to be here. I'm sorry.
He. I stared at it and I just kept going. I understand.
And that right there is so facts.
Yes.
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 You know, yes. I was a teenager growing up, listening to fucking Love Supreme and Miles and Bitches Brew and you know what I'm saying and Mingus and Black Saint and the Sinner Lady. I was also rhyming.
Yep.
And it was never the closest that anything came to abstract in that way, or just that kind of like, they're very neat. Right. Them strange things happen. They're very, very sweet minded. China was a neat sign of trouble with this. China was a neat sign of trouble with this.
There's this accordion, right? I think.
Yeah.
Subtlest midget. Borderline schizo.
So this flying Tisto, quarter grind, quarter to 9. Let's go. Ever since
10-11.
Glad he made a brethren. In this last down, 7 alligators, 7
at the gates of heaven knocking. Romancers, dancer.
The most
come on.
who perpetrated all favors demonstrated
in the
perforated rod lavers.
In
come
all
on.
God flavors.
Come on, B.
Wild flavors.
My favorite shoe.
Rackle brain on a fast tractor.
Cookies on that shit.
Cookies.
Crazy. Supposed to be checking emails.
Yes, or getting messages from ass naked females.
And they got a
better sales pitch than the Girl Scouts. OnlyFans nowadays. OnlyFans. Yeah, every time that video gets mentioned, thought of, breath of, I gotta watch that shit in full because I love seeing the appreciation for shit like that. And who knows, there might be a Doom appearance coming this weekend, but we'll see about that. But until then, JP, wake your ass up and give your final shout out.
I'm all right. I did doze off for a second there. I think that's because of those pancakes I had earlier today. So,
that'll do it.
Oh, yeah, it will. Man, first off, real good spirited show. Love today's show. Shout outs, of course, to you, the mayor, making it all possible. Shout outs to you, Big O. Shout outs, of course, to my brother from another right here, Mr. Trey Young.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I ain't gonna mess with you today, man.
You could have, because I was ready. It's locked in the chamber, JP. It's locked in the chamber. It's locked in the chamber, JP. I'm waiting. I'm ready.
Locked in the chamber for me. Nah, seriously though, we'll talk off there about your Knicks and stuff, man. They looking decent. But
thank you.
But yeah, shouts to you too, Big O. Shouts to you too, as always, brother. And also to the people out there. See Eddie Ed Belita. We see you, brother, out there still supporting. And that's about it.
Oh, I see you changed rooms.
Okay, yeah, I had to, man. My phone was dying.
You had to charge it in the silver clock, in this the Silver Hawks clock. That's the charger.
Hawks English. Exactly. Yo, shout out to Laurelton, man, as always, man. My home. Shout out to Parkchester, also my home. Shout out to these guys, man. Yo, great show. I enjoyed myself. I love the topics. I'm not gonna stop listening to my Kanye, just like I'm not stopping listening to R. Kelly. Shout out to those who don't stop listening to R. Kelly. Shout out to y'all, man.
Both of them.
Yo, shout out to you, brothers.
Great show though, man. Great show.
Yo, another great show in the book. Shout out to you, bro. You brothers. Today, the topics was always spicy, and we got it in today. I love it, and we just need to continue this on the platform. JP, love you, brother. I'm not gonna get at you. Yeah, I was ready, JP. I had one click. I had it in the chamber cocked back for you, JP. I'm like, say it. But I'm gonna hold off till next week. I'm gonna leave that till next week. Jack Johnson's best friend over there, but I'm gonna just leave it at
that. JP was in the corner, like I told you about the white women.
But yeah, it was another dope show. Shout out to Ed and everybody in the chat today. Yo, I love this. I love doing this, and I'll see you brothers on the weekend.
Yep. Word. Peace to Ed. Peace to Conway Liddy who came through. I'm sure Wyatt's watching. Peace to you, Wyatt. Peace to everybody who supports and all that. Again, we're going to keep these shows up and going because, like I said, man, the sports talk is there. It's cool, but it's just this podcasting space when it comes to sports talk. If you wasn't a former pro athlete, niggas ain't checking for you. So we got to mix it up with the fun shit. Like I said, next week is going to be all J1 Con content. It's going to come after Sunday or maybe Sunday night, depending on how I feel about editing it up after the fact. But yeah, man, J1 Con is this weekend, this coming weekend. We're going to be down there. We're going to be down there that Saturday morning to get there early, check out what our time schedule is, and just get it in. We're going to have fun. I'm going to bring some of these bottles of liquor with me that I came up on earlier this year. I'll tell y'all later. And oh no, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm with you.
I don't know what you're talking about right there. That's y'all niggas. But yeah, man, $40 for $40 passes for J1 Con. If you are planning to be in attendance, please come. It's going to be a dope time. The return of J1 Con after the pandemic come through. Once again, congratulations to the Richardsons on their the birth of their second child.
Indeed.
Can't wait to see y'all next week. Hit that QR code if you haven't already. Make sure you're following us on all platforms under that Linktree QR code right up there. And until then, when old man Winter down there wakes up, we'll see y'all on the next show.